I pulled out a topic that's a source of frustration for so many of us from the 12 December VA press conference. Backlog. Claims. Backlog.
Things you wish you could have done before you get out the door. I wonder if you could talk about the workforce and anything you really you'll look back on and say, God, I wish we could have gotten that completed.
Yeah, well, like three things. One, I opened with my comments about the fact that yesterday we processed more than 11,000 claims for the 9th time in this fiscal year. And by we, I mean VBA. And we've done that now 11 times in our history, meaning 9 of those 11 times have occurred just in this fiscal year, and the other 2 were late in the last fiscal year. So I'm very proud of the performance of our claims processing teams at VBA.
Okay. And then jumping back to the number of claims that have been processed, and you both mentioned that 11,000 number, the claims backlog has sort of plateaued over the last few months, though. We have talked about this a bunch of times, and I think 2025 was when you thought that we'd be getting back to the pre-pandemic levels. Are we still looking at that kind of timeline here, or is it getting pushed back by some of the PACT Act claims, some of the increased volume that we've seen over the last year?
We're actively reevaluating our projections right now based on the latest actuals and the trends that we're seeing, both in terms of the number of claims we are receiving, historically high levels, and continuing to see robust submissions based on historic levels of outreach, as well as our production capacity. So we're going to work to revalidate that. We're mindful, right? If backlog is the only metric of success in this organization, we wouldn't do things like conduct the largest outreach campaign in VA history. So it is one very important metric, but it is not the only metric. We're also looking at the total number of veterans that we can serve. We're looking at the accuracy, and importantly, we're looking at the experience, trying to make the experience of applying for and receiving benefits optimized so that we can encourage more veterans to do it and we can make it easier to do so.
Understood with that. However, if you're not moving that down, does it point to pulling in too much work for you and too much for the current workforce? Is there a concern that seeing that number starting to flatten out instead of the drop that it had been on is pointing towards either the need for more staff or the need for just a different way to do things?
Well, we're always looking at ways to improve the way that we do business, and we're always looking to serve more veterans. And so one of the ways that we've worked to improve the way we do business is by implementing initiatives like the Overdevelopment Reduction Task Force, where we're trying to reduce unnecessary medical exams that take additional time and money and require veterans to go oftentimes long distances. We're implementing new automation tools to enable our workforce to deliver timelier, higher accuracy decisions. So we're looking through all of that, and we're ultimately going to make a decision based on the data that, again, we're working to revalidate right now with the updated projections.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Sure.
Not sure if you remember, the VA was getting popped in the mouth in the 2010s over their services. One of those issues that they needed to work on was to unfuck the claims backlog. Starting in 2013, the VA stopped running in the total group by increasing the staff workload, digitizing claims, and improved training and quality assurance, so they say. No big surprise that in 2020, that backlog more than doubled. The COVID year is like a bad deployment memory, if you ask me. As you can see to the right, there was another large increase in 2022, thanks to the PACT Act. No one likes the backlog, and I remember logging into e-benefits every day to see where my claim was at. There are so many veterans that have not had a relationship with the VA, and those numbers are changing. I, for one, will accept a larger backlog if every veteran out there would start getting the help that they need and deserve. Keep an eye out for the other videos concerning this press conference, and take care of each other. Gunny Beeve, out.